Our favorite Sunday activity, hopefully your favorite Sunday activity, is back. It is Science Sunday.
It's Science Sunday.
Okay, so today we're going to be blowing up balloons using science and chemical reactions.
Okay.
And this is a really great option. You know, some of our other experiments that we've done, maybe a little bit more intuitive and but this will be really good for kids with sensory issues. We wanted to highlight that. I know you and I talked about wanting to be passionate about doing something like that parents could do at home. So this is going to be super, super easy. First thing that you need is an empty bottle. It can be a water bottle, Diet Coke bottle, whatever you drink at home, but something that's just empty and about 16 ounces. You're going to need a balloon, which I know many parents, have at home. Obviously measuring tools, so measuring cups, teaspoons, things of that nature. A funnel, if you want it. I think this will make cleanup a lot easier. And baking soda and vinegar.
Okay.
So here's what you're gonna do. So I already have mine done, but I need to be careful, so I'm not gonna mess with it, but I'm gonna kind of walk Caitlin through it. Okay, so first things first, you're gonna clean out your bottle, because if it doesn't have water, if it has something like soda, that's not gonna work. So you have your clean bottle. I want you to take about 1/3 of a cup of vinegar, which we already have here for you, and take the green funnel and pour that in your bottle. Now the reason why I have 2 separate funnels here for Kaylin is that you can't use the same funnel for your vinegar and your baking soda unless you are going to clean it thoroughly. If you don't, it will mess up the experiment.
You don't want to mess up the surprise.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so once you have your vinegar in there, you can kind of put your bottle to the side.
Okay.
The second thing that you're going to do is you're going to take your baking soda, which I already pre-portioned out for you. It's about 2 teaspoons. If you do more vinegar, more baking soda, it will mean a bigger reaction. So it kind of depends on what you want in your kitchen at home. So you're gonna put the baking soda using this blue funnel into your balloon.
All right.
Now here's a pro tip. This can be a little bit, taking a lot of time, I would say.
Okay.
If you, because of course you got to get it all in there. So you can use a Q-tip that can kind of help speed up the process.
And just
so you can pour
push
that in
that in
there.
there.
Yeah, and it will just kind of help push it in a little bit quicker. So while Kaylin is doing that, I'll give you guys a quick, kind of breakdown of what this is. So baking soda is a base, and the vinegar is an acid. And so when these have this chemical reaction together, what it produces is carbon dioxide. So this is a really great way to kind of explain to the kids, why when we blow up a balloon, right, we exhale carbon dioxide out of our mouths, when we breathe and we blow up a balloon, and kind of explain to the kids why that would blow up a balloon, when you're doing it manually, a similar way that we're using it to do this at home. So once you're done with that, what you'll actually do is you'll actually take kind of the mouth of the balloon and put it over the mouth of the water bottle, being very careful not to get your baking soda in there yet.
Okay.
Is the Q-tip helping a little bit?
It is helping a little
Yeah.
bit, but
And you don't
this
have
is the part of the process as well, because you can imagine being with the kids and then taking your time. It's not super fast, but I mean, that's all a part of the bonding experience.
Yeah, and it can kind of teach them patience, right? Patience is a virtue, is what my mom always said. So the last thing you want to do is that you're just going to try to put the balloon mouth kind of over the mouth of your water bottle.
Could you hold it for me?
Yeah, being careful not to already get the baking soda in there. Okay. Perfect.
All right.
So then once you have that, and we picked our own colors here, you're going to take kind of like the bottom here where the baking soda is, and I'd cover this just so that nothing pours out, but then you're going to take it and lift it up,
All right,
and then you're going to pour the baking soda in with the vinegar and watch what happens. Yours is not going in as much.
I'm going to say, before the commercial, Brittany actually took a lot of time to get all of the baking soda in there.
Oh yeah,
so
I think it was a lack of baking soda.
I think there's a lack of,
Okay,
it's good to learn about
but this is a
pass
perfect
and fail.
Yeah, but this is a perfect example of, because these science experiments are always encouraging kids, to do like the scientific method and hypothesize. This would be a hypothesis as to Brittany gave her too much vinegar and not enough baking soda, and what will happen if it doesn't. But you can see now with the purple balloon, it's a little lopsided. I don't know if I did anything wrong with that. But essentially, look, so gases expand and they kind of fill the space, wherever they are. So where they normally, if you didn't have this, of course, you would just fill the water bottle and call it a day. It had extra space to go because of the balloon. And there you go.
I think it looks very cool.
Kaylin actually is the one who picked out this experiment. So thank you so much for being part of Science Sunday.
I approve.
Coming up today, there will be some storms around. So maybe a good Sunday to do an experiment inside with the kids. But we have better weather in the forecast this week. We're going to talk more about that coming up.